Hi, my name is Sergio Ladino. Today we'll be talking about self-myofascial release. Before I jump into self-myofascial release, I would like to go over a little bit of the anatomy and physiology of the fascia itself. What is the fascia, you may ask yourself? The fascia is main purpose is to connect things. It's a connective tissue. It connects organs, muscles, and nerves. Now, you can find the fascia on the most outer layer of the muscle. Now, it's so close to the skin. That's the best way I can describe it. Now, for those that can't really picture it, the fascia can be found, let's say, when you're cooking a piece of chicken breast. You're cleaning up your chicken breast, you're taking out the fat, but you notice this film, this transparent film on top of the chicken breast. Now that right there, my friends, is the fascia. The fascia covers every single muscle, right? Keeps it nice and tight. But in my opinion, the fascia contradicts itself when repairing comes along. The fascia breaks down, just like the myofibrils break down in exercise. When you exercise, you have micro tears. What are these micro tears? Small tears within the myofilament. Now, when these micro tears happen, the fascia repairs on top of those bridges or myofilaments. What happens is that once those filaments kind of unaligned or create a sort of a cross bridge, it creates a bump. And fascia builds on top of that because it's repairing, it's doing its job. But it does its job so good that it creates adhesions. What happens with adhesions? Adhesions restrict movement. So adhesions, you could kind of visualize it as a accumulation of fascia on top of that muscle. So while this muscle is trying to move back and forth, stretch and shorten in its normal range of motion, the fascia is restricting that movement, therefore causing pains and aches. Pains and aches that you just don't want. And they can become a pain and ache on a daily basis. Now, to get rid of these aches, we use self-myofascial release. But how can we use self-myofascial release? What can we use? We can use something called a foam roller. Foam roller is nice and steady, cylinder looking like. This little guy, or this big guy, they'll come in all sorts of shapes and sizes, also colors. It's all about preference now. They also, as like I said, in the materials, it might become in spikes, ovals, squares, there's all these sort of different things going on nowadays. But my preference, like I said, sturdy, nice, good foam. If it holds your weight, good enough. By using this foam roller will go on top of the tissue, right? It will roll, the name says it. It rolls on top of tissues, or the selected tissue. By compressing on the tissue or adding pressure, it's like you're doing a self-massage. With a massage, you apply pressure on the tissue and makes you relax. It's a muscle relax. Same thing with the foam roller. The foam roller is going a little bit deeper than that. It's breaking adhesions, those accumulations of fascia, which restrict movement. Now, I keep mentioning a lot the restriction in the movement. Quick example of restricting movement is, let's say you have an adhesion on your hamstring because of so much repetitive use. You're doing your remaining deadlifts, right? We're trying to work our hamstrings, our glutes, and also our lower back. If you have an adhesion in your hamstring, and that's restricting that hamstring to move freely, it could affect other systems. Remember, our body's all connected as one. All our muscles are interconnected. Now, if I have a tight hamstring, it's going to start pulling on my back. And I could probably also pull on my gastro or my soleus. So when we have these sort of muscle imbalance or this restriction, it will affect other systems, creating other adhesions in the other systems. Now, this is going to create, like I told you, it's going to create pain and aches, unwanted aches, that will become just on a daily, regular basis. Now, these adhesions can also be formed by overuse, like I said, injuries, let's say after post-surgical treatment, or regular regular, everyday, repetitive movement, sort of driving, typing on the computer, shoulders leaning forward, might create some scar tissue in the front piece, you get some shoulder restriction, that leads to pain. Then you want to go see a physical therapist. We're probably just having some accumulation of adhesions, sort of discomfort that you can just easily foam roll away. Now, how do I foam roll? Foam roll is very simple. Foam roller, you only need about 4x4 space. I don't need that much space. This foam roller will be placed on the floor. We can use the foam roller in pretty much every tissue in the body, or every muscle, right? Every muscle, quads, hamstrings, glutes, pec area, lats, upper back, lower back. But today we'll target specifically the quadriceps. I chose the quadriceps personally because we overuse our quadriceps. We use it for everything, getting off our seats, getting off our car, walking to our house, walking to work, going up the stairs, etc. It's an overused muscle. It's used on a daily basis. Now, for me to foam roll, I will need to lay down, right? Starting in a kneeling position, I will go over the foam roll. Now, if I'm targeting my quads, I will lay that quad right on top of that foam roll, right? I can start a push-up position, right? And I can rock back and forth. See, using my toe in the back, right? I can use also the side leg to rock back and forth. If you feel like this is not enough pressure, or you're penetrating the tissue itself, you can go on your elbows and add extra weight to that area, or quadriceps for now. And I can roll back and forth, back and forth. So what happens when I roll back and forth? By creating pressure on the tissue, this attracts blood to the area, relieving the discomfort, letting that muscle, breaking down adhesions, letting that muscle keep moving nice and relaxed, naturally. Now, I'll show you a frontal view of how the body will be placed if I was doing my quadricep, right? I have my leg on the side, elbows down. I'll use my elbows and also my leg to rock back and forth. Now, if you want to go a little deeper than that and you have somewhat of a balance, I can place my leg on top of the other one, and now I have full body weight on that quad, and I'm rolling back and forth, right? So my preference for foam rolling is that it can be done before or after working out. It can be part of your warm-up routine, or just your regular little stretch after a long training session. Preferably, I would like to do a minute per section, but you could also do by repetitions. If you go back and forth, that'll be one. So if I start at the top of the quadricep, I go down on the quadricep and I come back up, that'll be one repetition. I like to do about 10 or 15 repetitions per area. So do 10, 15 passes on one quad, 10, 15 passes on the other quad, and so on. How can we perform a little routine? We can foam roll the whole body, pretty much, except some of the deeper tissues like those muscles inside our scapulas, like our rhomboids. But we can start from bottom up. Always foam roll towards the heart. Now, if you don't have that much time to foam roll, right? You could do, let's say you're gonna do lower extremity exercises. Let's say for Tuesday, I will foam roll all lower extremity muscles, right? Make it a little bit convenient. Little quick workout, we get to foam roll. Now, this is a great tool for recovery, besides ice, rest, and compression, right? Our little rice method. So, while removing adhesions, removing pain, we just have a more healthy lifestyle. Could probably even keep stressed out. Those little pains and aches can really stress somebody out. And a little bit to overview, just go summarize everything in self-myofascial release. Self-myofascial release, easy to do, convenient because it can be done pretty much anywhere if you just have a little space to lay down. Convenient because you can take it anywhere. This little cylinder can fit in your trunk, sometimes fit in most bags or gym bags, or I just carry it in my arm. Now, I just want to say that, guys, foam roll. It's important, it's good for you, it's fun, You can teach it to everybody. Don't be afraid of pain. It will give you a little pain, but it's fine. Those little aches and pains while you're foam rolling, it's fine. It's breaking down adhesions. It's attracting blood to the area for movement. So that will pretty much cover everything on this topic of self-myofascial release. I hope you guys will enjoy this presentation and hope you guys learned a lot. Thank you.